What's up guys, welcome back. Halloween has come and gone. I hope you've had a good one. We spent the night with a little girl. It was her very first Halloween ever and my wife took care of the entire proceedings. Kudos to her, give credits where credit's due. And on that note, I'd like to talk to you about a game called Undead Darlings. It's a dungeon crawler RPG fused with visual novel elements and pretty interesting one, I have to say. I am a big fan of dungeon crawlers anyways, games such as Moral Crystal Age, be sure to check out the review of that one by the way, and Wizard Symphony, quite the highlights. So let's see how this game lives up to those standards as we're going to dive into Undead Darlings for Nintendo Switch. Undead Darlings, No Cure for Love is the brainchild of publisher Sekai Games and developer Mr. Tired Media. In essence, it's a dungeon crawler featuring turn-based combat and RPG elements fused with visual novel storytelling. Journey with a crew of up to 6 half-zombie girls, yeah, that's a thing, as you crawl through dungeons, beating up twisted creatures that were born from the fall of society and ultimately deliver the only known cure for what ails your party members to a place where it can be mass produced. This game is presented with a very strong graphical edge, not unlike WayForward's River City Girls, a game which you should definitely pick up if you haven't done so already. This strong graphical presence is shown not only in the game's anime art style, but also in the way attacks, skills, and item uses are presented, as well as the overall UI, all the way down to the music department, featuring good background music and character-specific themed music pieces. It's a complete package, which immediately sets the tone. The conversations too have an edge to them, somewhere between comical and corny. Have a look.
Check this out.
So far, I'm about 6 hours into the story and I can honestly say that I have quite enjoyed my time thus far. As any good dungeon crawler RPG, you'll be going around different dungeons by crossing several floors, trying to find your way up or down the buildings and unlock characters as you go. These dungeons become available as the story progresses and you can select where to go to from the world map. Once you've selected a dungeon to go to, you can then start exploring unmapped areas of the floors, all the while activating doors and switches, gather keycards, all in the name of progress. Movement through the dungeons is executed very well at a good pace. On the flip side though, there is no option of auto movement even in the areas you have already explored. A missed opportunity for sure. On your way, you'll be facing a multitude of enemies, all of which are quite positively unique, all the way to the cupcake loading icon. Some are outright odd, like the eggs you're seeing here, but others are genuinely awesome character designs with attacks to match. If you're fortunate enough, you can catch the enemies by surprise and get a free shot at them. At other times though, you'll find yourself ambushed. Having said that, there seems to be a mismatch between the difficulty curve throughout the dungeons and your character growth. Because of this, you're going to have to make use of healing skills and items on a regular basis. The other ways of healing back to full health is simply quitting the dungeon or by running into an exclamation mark, which triggers a conversation between the characters and heals you back to full health, both your health and skill points. Genius! If only I had known this about, 4 hours earlier, hashtag I wasted so many healing items and skills. The fighting system in Undead Darlings is very well executed with a unique twist to it. You have the age-old regular physical attacks, and the skill attacks, which you can then execute at the cost of skill points. Depending on the nature of your attack and the element of your enemy, you can either have a neutral damage result, or if your choice of attack isn't up to par, you see the word resist appear on the screen, freely translated, not very effective, but if you play your cards right, you'll be greeted with the words weak spot. And once you do, you'll see the multiplier at the top of the screen slowly increase. This multiplier keeps increasing so long as you continue to hit weak spots. If you fail to do so though, even just once, the multiplier will be reset. Once you activate said multiplier for a specific attack, it will be reset as well. On top of all this lies the so-called combo skill attack system. Combine multiple skill attacks into one heavier skill attack, which only costs the number of skill points of one individual attack. You follow? This works so long as all of the party members attack the same target at their weak spot. Sweet stuff this. However, the best thing in this battle mechanic yet, and I'm sure some of you will be rolling your eyes at this one, is the weapon durability system. Each weapon in Undead Darlings has a maximum number of uses, which you can extend at a fairly high cost before they break and you're left without a weapon. The reason why this is so interesting is because there are nice spoils to gather after certain fights, and the dungeons are littered with items, both regular and rare. Rare items, for example, have the added effect of granting the character extra skills. So, because of this despised durability system, you'll be experimenting aplenty with different weapons, skills and stats, adding a very welcome strategic layer to this game. Something which isn't all that strategic on the part of the developers is the loading time before going into a dungeon. Sure, they're very nicely designed, with this Game Boyish theme featuring your current party members duking it out with dungeon creeps, but it does take an awful lot of time. Then again, once the dungeons open up, there's next to no loading time whilst being down there. Even the fights take place right where you are, with the backgrounds still visible. Really cool. And lastly, something definitely worth mentioning is the gallery, featuring artworks of key story moments, and the so-called zombiary, the encyclopedia of all of your encountered enemies. Small touches, but strokes of genius all the same. And there you have it guys, Undead Darlings for Nintendo Switch. The game is out right now, begging to be picked up by you. In essence, it's a pretty good dungeon crawler, especially the battle mechanics, very thorough, nicely executed, and the art style and general direction of the game are very much of this day and age. On a personal note, I do prefer a little heavier RPG elements. A game such as Morrow Crystal Age comes to mind. I'm just a big RPG buff. But think of this one, sitting at only $30, it's quite the pickup, and for a dungeon crawler is very thoroughly designed, and you'll definitely get your mileage out of this one. Be sure to drop a comment in that section down below. Let me know if you're planning on picking this game up. I'm very much interested in what you have to say. Be sure to hit that like button if you have enjoyed this review. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And I will see you next time.